What's going on, guys? Widowmaker16 here, and today we are going to be going over a pretty controversial topic that's been going around on Twitter and everything else in the news. And that's the little boy who fell in the gorilla enclosure at the zoo. I can't remember where it was exactly. Um, and all the stuff that I've been seeing over that and everything to do with that, and basically what's bullshit and what's first thing I'd like to point out is the child was not white. I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter and Facebook. A lot of people talking about how that's the difference between white kids and black kids. They'll kill an endangered gorilla to save a white kid, and a black kid they'll let die, or they'll get a tranquilizer or something like that. And that's just bullshit. I've actually linked a video that covers the story on YouTube. It's just a couple minute long, maybe 2.5 minute long video uh, that covers. Wow, I picked the wrong gun there. That covers the story, and it shows that the kid is obviously, an African American child. I mean, what else do you want me to say? It's obvious that he's not a white kid. And I mean, that's nothing, like, I'm not trying to be racist on my part or nothing like that. It's just pretty obvious because, I mean, you can't fake being white. You can't fake being black. I mean, you can't. Pictures don't lie. Thank you for killing me, because I didn't want that gun no more. Now, I don't necessarily think that the gorilla should have died over it, but I do think that it's bullshit to say that, oh, it's a race thing, because it's really not. When it comes down to it, the simple fact of the matter is, it's a small 4-year-old child that, snuck somewhere he wasn't supposed to be and fell down into a gorilla enclosure. And I don't really think that I would have reacted any differently. I think I would have killed the gorilla. I wouldn't have mattered if the kid was white, black, yellow, purple, green, nothing. Because in that situation, you don't see race. You don't see that. You see a child's life in danger, and it's bullshit that people don't believe that. It's bullshit that people think it was a race thing, and the gorilla didn't deserve to die. Well, no, the gorilla didn't deserve to die, but it's a 400-pound silverback gorilla. The most dangerous gorilla to ever. Like, that's the most dangerous species of gorilla. So, yeah, it's a life-threatening situation for the kid. No matter how you want to break it down, it's bad for the child. It's life-threatening for the child. So, you can hate however you want, you can think whatever you want, but the simple fact is, you don't got the facts, because, I mean, seriously, like, the kid it's a small child, and the kid's life was endangered, and, you know, the kid was being dragged around this enclosure, and being thrown around by this 400-pound silverback gorilla that is very strong. You could put him up against a grown-ass man, and that grown-ass man is going to die, period. So yes, it's a life-threatening situation for a small child. Of course, I mean, it's, if you knew anything about gorillas or wildlife, you would know that. And you wouldn't be, bitching and complaining the fact that this gorilla died, because this gorilla needed to die. It was life or death for the child. So, with that being said, I do want to point out one more thing. And I'm not trying to sound racist here, this is just the facts. Most of the people who have been saying this shit about the kid being white and everything else are black. That's because racism is a two-way street. Doesn't matter if you're white, black, Mexican, Asian, doesn't matter. Racism, it goes both ways. You can't just be white and be a racist. Black people can be racist too, and you see it all the time with, with the way that, black people treat white people. And I don't care about your skin color, nothing like that. I don't give a damn about any of that, okay? I mean, it's nothing to me. I don't see skin color. I don't see if someone's black. I don't see if someone's white or green or purple or tan. It does not matter to me.
killed. Grenade.
Hang on here. Hey, we won this good. But like I said, it does not matter to me.
There's no substitute for the thrill of the kill.
And I'm not saying that just because I think that's what I need to say and blah 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 blah. And I'm not covering this just because I think it'll get me views. The main reason why I'm covering this in today's video is I think it's bullshit that the entire world is pissed off about one goddamn gorilla. One motherfucking gorilla that was damn near gonna kill a kid without even realizing it. And everybody's swearing up and down it was a white boy. No, it was a fucking black kid. It's that simple. And you can get pissed off at me for that all you want. I really don't give a damn. The kid messed up. He made a mistake. He fell into a gorilla enclosure. And if I was there, if I was the kid's parents, if I was just a bystander, I would have pulled a gun out and shot that gorilla until it was dead. It's that simple. I wouldn't have hesitated. I wouldn't have thought. I would have shot it right then and there to save that child's life. And if you wouldn't do it, that's fine. That's you. But me, I would have killed the motherfucking thing to save that kid's life because I know how dangerous that animal is. I know what was at stake there. The second I heard about this, I hoped they had killed the kid. Like, I just heard that some kid fell into a gorilla enclosure. Or, not the kid, they killed the gorilla. I heard some kid fell into a gorilla enclosure at a zoo. I'm thinking, well, did they kill the motherfucker? Did the gorilla kill the kid? That was the first thing that came to my mind. And then found out that they killed the gorilla and everybody's pissed off about it. Well, you know what? Think about that mother. Think about that kid's mom and dad. How do you think they feel? You think they care that the gorilla got killed? No, they're happy that their child is alive. And it's bullshit for people to be so angry and so upset. And it's really just a fucking bandwagon. Same thing with the Infinite Warfare trailer. It's a goddamn bandwagon that everybody's jumping on. It's like, really, motherfuckers. But everyone's getting pissed off about this, and they're not, they don't give a damn about the memorial for the fallen soldiers that somebody just drove the fuck through. Did not give a flying fuck about, those men and women who, give their lives to keep us free. Because freedom isn't free, believe it or not. Nobody gives a shit about that, though, no. I've seen so many news segments on this fucking gorilla. I've seen 2 on that goddamn story. Where the fuck me, hang on. I've seen 2 news stories on the memorial that got ran over. How's that right? How is that fair to the men and women who give their lives so that we can live free? I mean, think about it, people. Now, I don't give a fuck about a goddamn gorilla. Okay, I really don't care. What about the 20,000 cows that get killed every fucking day in this country? What about them? No, those don't matter, do they? It's so one-sided. It's such a fucking bandwagon. It was the same goddamn thing with that. It was the same goddamn thing with the lion, which nobody realized that lion had been cast out of its group and it was dead anyways. Okay, like, you don't realize the mentality of animals, or most people don't. They don't understand it. And then when, somebody kills an animal because the animal's either going to die or it's life or death for somebody else. No, everybody gets pissed off about that. Nobody understands it at all. But I know. Whatever, right? It doesn't matter, right? It's just, it's so much bullshit that that's the way people act about it and treat it. And it pisses me off to no end that people do that. Because that's not right. Like, what would you have done if it, like, look at it this way. What if that was your kid in that gorilla enclosure? Would you care if that gorilla's dead now? Would you be more upset about that? Or would you not care because your child's alive? I mean, really, think about it for a minute. Put that into your head that, hey, this isn't just somebody being an asshole. This isn't about skin color. This is about a small fucking child. And anybody who wouldn't lay their life down for a child doesn't know what it's like to have kids. And anybody who says that they wouldn't want that gorilla to die for their own child because they were scared for their child's life is a fucking liar. It's just that simple. I don't care who you are. It's a child's life at stake. It's not just for fun and game. It's not for sport, okay? It's life and death. And if you don't understand that, if you're not smart enough to comprehend that, that sounds like a you problem. That's bullshit. That, you know, somebody should be faulted or discredited because they did what they thought was right. Because they did what was necessary to protect a child. And I know I keep referring to that point, but that's the main point of the story. That's the whole thing. Right there. That is everything in this story. You know, it's a child was in danger. Period. I don't care who you are, and this shotgun is starting to piss me off. But anyways,
be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
You know, people shouldn't be getting this irate and upset over one gorilla, which gorillas really aren't endangered. They're really not. They're in captivity. They're being bred.
Fire breakdown.
Think about that. They're in captivity. What's going on, Tubby? Oh, we can't hear Tubby because of his nat tap. I was going to get his opinion on this. Why am I getting shot in the back by a fucking shotgunner? Tubby! Okay. So, Tubby, can I get your opinion on,
Hostile UAV.
see, Hirani, or whatever that silverback gorilla was that they killed. I can't remember his name.
Hostile care package overhead.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. If a small child fell into a 400-pound silverback gorilla enclosure, would you think race would really come into account, or would it be a 4-year-old child's life that mattered to everyone?
Enemy patrol.
Well, no, the child wasn't unsupervised, but what happened was he snuck away from his mama and dad and snuck under some bushes under a railing and stuff and fell into a gorilla enclosure. Well, no, his parents were there, but they were all looking at the fucking gorillas and shit. Wouldn't you be looking at a goddamn gorilla? Like, think about that. I mean, but no, it's this whole big thing, and everybody's upset about the gorilla who died. One fucking gorilla who was killed to save a young child's life because it's a 400-pound silverback gorilla. The most dangerous fucking gorilla species there is. I mean, I don't know. I'm just covering that right now for a video, and I'm kind of pissed off about it in all honesty.
Hostile UAV spotted.
Well, the thing is though, what's the problem with them killing the gorilla? Because the gorilla had the kid and was dragging him around the fucking pen. Exactly, but I mean, the thing is, a 400-pound gorilla, like, you could put a 7'1", 400-pound man that's trained in every form of combat there is. You put him in there with his bare hands, that motherfucker's dead. And shit, the kid's still in the fucking hospital, you know? But, and what pisses me off about it, though, is everybody's talking, well, they killed this gorilla because it was a white kid. It was a white boy. And you look at the picture of the kid, and it's obviously a black child. Which I don't really care about the race. I know that if I was there, if I was just a bystander, or if it was my kid, I would have pulled a fucking gun and started unloading into that gorilla until it was dead. Like, I wouldn't have hesitated. It wouldn't have taken me no 10 fucking minutes. But that's just me. I don't know. I guess I'm different. I guess I'm a little crazy. I mean, that's just, I don't know. And like, everyone's upset about this, but not the memorial for the fallen soldiers that somebody just drove through. Didn't give a fuck about. And it's like, really? One gorilla is more important than millions, literally millions upon millions of lives that have been lost in conflict, protecting our rights and our freedoms. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, they're over there putting their lives on the line, keeping us safe, and a lot of them, you know, a lot of them die trying to keep us safe. But one gorilla who can be rebred, because gorillas aren't really endangered anymore if they're in captivity, because they can be bred and so on and so forth and repopulated. There's artificial insemination. I mean, they can still knock the female gorilla up. They can also test tube breed that shit. Like, gorilla, like, no species is endangered. If it's in well, no, if you got them in captivity, you can take their DNA, you can breed them, you can take their DNA and recreate them in a test tube. Yeah, like, they can seriously do that. They can do that with humans, dude. I'm sure you've heard of test tube babies where you can pick what color your kid's eyes are and shit. Hey. No pain, no gain, right? Alright, but anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Sorry, it was kind of on a off topic of what I normally like to talk about and everything else. And if you don't agree with me and my views and opinions on this, that's perfectly fine. You're welcome to your opinions. But, you know, I really don't give a shit. So yeah, anyways, if you guys want to check out the video where I saw got some information on the story with the child and everything else, link for that's down in the description below. But feel free to follow me on Twitter to get all the updates on my channel and know whenever I'm filming. But thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.